Hello and welcome to the Sporting Tribune today on KIRN 670 AM in Southern California, 98.5 The Bet in Las Vegas, and the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Joined by the crew, full crew, Grant, Mona, Timothy, Parker, Michael, Matthew, and the one and only John Browner, who I know has a lot to say. Guys, we knew we were going to get a Game 7. After we watched Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, we all said, that was great. I want to see that 6 more times. We've not really seen Game 1 6 more times. Hopefully we do get a Game 7 that matches Game 1. But again, there's no more beautiful 2 words in professional sports than Game 7. And Grant, Mona, we were hoping we would get it following that Game 1, and we do have it. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, it's crazy how we got here. First of all, good to see everybody. It's been a long time since we've had Tim on the show, so it's good to see Tim. And yeah, I mean, listen, it's crazy because this Spurs Thunder series we thought was going to be 6 or 7 games of Game 1, and instead we've gotten like 5 of the 6 so far being blowouts, right? So I'm curious to see how Game 7 goes. Game 6 was the biggest playoff win in an elimination game in Spurs history. I don't think I expected that. I expected a Spurs win. I think we all did. We all said it last night. But yeah, it's kind of crazy what happens when Wemby plays good. Spurs usually win basketball games. So can't wait to talk about not just that, but baseball stuff and some NFL stuff as well here on the show tonight. And it's good to see everybody.
I'm going to see, by the way, I'm going to let John get like the final word in this kind of like, you know, when we go around the room, because I know John, I don't know what he's going to say, but he's going to say something hot. Timothy Parker, by the way, good to see you. You went out to Petco Park for the first time in nearly 16 years. Best ballpark in America. How was that, and how are you doing?
Dodger Stadium is the best ballpark in America. I can say that without a
Yeah, Cook.
I agree.
Listen.
I agree, Tim.
Oh my!
I'm a history guy, and Petco Park is beautiful, but it looks like an industrial video game. Okay,
no.
so
Then if you're a historical guy, then Wrigley Field is the best ballpark.
But I've never been. but just quickly on the Spurs, I think as Wemby goes, but also as Mitch Johnson goes, because he has to put Wemby in position. He didn't early in the series. He did tonight, and that's why Wemby performed the way he did.
And Michael, sorry we got sidetracked. We will have to discuss this the ballpark debate soon. But Michael, your thoughts?
They both got it wrong. We all know Angel Stadium is the greatest stadium.
We're not going to have it.
I'll save that for later.
You're trying to pick up some map. Angel Stadium's great.
John, I'll save that. We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry about that. But hey, happy. What's better than just some basketball? More basketball, and that's exactly what we're gonna get with Game 7. I hope it's as great as Game 1, but I know those New York Knicks are like, oh, we might get a wounded animal stumbling in here to the Garden at some point. So they're excited, but I can't wait to talk about this Game 6. A lot of things that I saw that I like for the Spurs, and a lot of things I think the Thunder should be worrying about.
So John Browner warned me that he was coming with the heat tonight. And not that he needs to warn me of that, because he always comes with the heat. I am very intrigued what he's going to say. My friend, John Browner, the floor is yours.
So when I spoke on this show last, okay, I distinctly had conversations with multiple people on this show about the abilities of Jared McCann. We had a long, extended conversation, and I said he cannot make those shots in close games. In the game he had all those points, they came in the second half when they were up 15 plus. Tonight, when they depended on him to score, he couldn't hit water if he fell out a boat. Okay? We had a long conversation about him being traded from Philly to Oklahoma City and how, this guy's... And I told y'all, he cannot make clutch shots. Well, tonight's game was very interesting. I predicted this on my pod earlier today, and I think Mike Miguel talked about this previously. We knew how this game was going to go. On my pod earlier today, and I love it when I say something earlier and it comes true because it's documented. There were not going to be a lot of foul shot for SGA. San Antonio was barely going to, quote-unquote, foul in this game. And without the free throw shots, SGA would struggle because they are on him. It's between Stephen Castle, Devin Vassell, Carter Bryant, and Keldon Johnson, Derek Harper, they have a litany of bodies that are on him once he gets within the three-point line. If he doesn't make threes and he doesn't get free throws, it's going to be very difficult for him to score. If you look at his series in totality, he has not made a lot of jump shots. He's made most.
He hasn't played well all period, really.
Because this team has defended him so well, and without J-Dub being out there consistently, I don't know what the hell this 3-minute was thing they did tonight. I don't necessarily see where their offense is going to come from. Alex Caruso's not that good of a three-point shooter. He is making threes, but he ain't a shooter like that. Jalen Williams ain't a shooter like that, but he has made some. Cason Wallace showed that he can make them tonight. So you need one more guy to make threes. And who's that guy they're relying on? The guy who's shooting bricks with his fingernails painted. Come on, dog. I told y'all. That ain't the guy, bruh. That ain't the guy. He's a chucker. He's a volume shooter. And when the volume is easy, he can put him up like he did in Game 5.
I don't think we should blame like this isn't his fault. You got to look at the superstar, right? Nobody expected SGA to score 15 points in tonight's game.
Absolutely.
Right? When he's not getting fouled, he has to find another way to be effective when it comes to scoring, right? That's what you can't be falling all the time. Maybe really go to the rim really strong, right? So that the refs can see that you're going to be aggressive from the jump. And you just didn't see that from the 2-time back-to-back MVP. And if the Thunder want to do anything in Game 7, he is going to have to come out. I say he's going to probably have to score 35 to 40 because a lot of the weight has been carried by that second unit, right? Dylan Harper really showed up tonight and did his thing. But
he won't show up like that in Game 7.
Yeah, but as long as he's just good enough, right? As long as he's close, if he can get 13 to 15 points, I think that'll be enough. But it's going to be up to Shai, man. Shai is going to have to shine bright. And the craziest part about this series with Game 7, we're going to be looking at the referees because they're going to be the stars in the game. Are they going to let them play like they did tonight, or are they going to blow the whistle like they did in Game 5? That's going to be the question that has to be answered.
And another question is, can SGA get 35 to 40 without the officials helping him?
The answer to that question is no.
It's almost a wrap for the Spurs then, because like without the officials, the Thunder can't beat this team. Sans Wemby not playing well.
I found tonight's game, which was very predictable by anybody who's watched basketball for more than, 5 years. This game was so blatantly predictable because the way how heavy-handed last game was officiated. You knew that this game tonight was going to be hands-off when it came to Oklahoma City getting to the foul line because it was the story. The story wasn't that Oklahoma City won the game. The story became, how are they shooting so many free throws? Why did SGA get 10 free throws in the second quarter after he said this, not me? The first quarter in Game 5 was the worst quarter he's ever played in the NBA. He said that. He did. And now magically he gets 10 free throws and then he ends the game with 30-something points without the free throws. Because I think someone here previously said, sorry if I can't remember who said it, but he's going to have to score 30 to 40. I don't think that's the number we need to be looking at. He needs to make 15 to 18 shots. If he makes 15 to 18 shots from the field, the Thunder will win in a blowout because that shows that he is getting to the basket. That shows that he is getting those mid-range shots. Now, when you throw on the fouls at that point, now it's up to 40 or 50. But if he can make 15 to 18 jump shots, layups, threes, however you want to quantify them, that will be a great signal for Oklahoma City. But if he does it, because they're going to defend him the same, because it's Game 7, it's balls out, it is what it is. But if he can make shots, they'll be okay. But against this defense, it's hard to make shots. It's very – now, I'm going to get kills for this, but I'm going to say it anyway because I like y'all. And we can have good adult grown men basketball conversations on here because there's a bunch of fans on here.
Yeah.
So crazier things have been said on this show. He looks like Zach LaVine.
Oh, come on.
Oh, wow. That's
man.
crazy.
That is
I thought you were about to say, hey, you said Clipper. I thought you were going to say Paul George, but Zach LaVine?
LaVine is.
That's crazy.
Without the free throws, he looks like Zach LaVine, a volume shooter who shoots very difficult shots that he makes them almost as many as he misses. See, I as a Bulls fan, I've seen too many Zach LaVine games that'll last me multiple lifetimes.
You know, when you quantified it with the qualifier, it didn't sound too crazy without the free throws. Yeah. That's a huge part of his game.
Because Zach LaVine very difficult jump shots, but he makes them. SGA was taking some extremely well defended shots tonight, and he was making them. But you can't make 15 of those. No one in the league can make 15 shots defended like that.
Let me bring this up because again, the Knicks are once again waiting, and again they've now done this for a couple of series. We saw in the NBA Cup final, and I know that was back in December on a neutral site in Vegas, but we saw the Knicks beat the Spurs. Looking ahead, what could give us the best? And again, you can give your prediction, but a 6 or 7 game, because I think that's what we all want to see, a really competitive final series. And I think the way that the Knicks playing, hopefully we get that. That was not the feeling, the consensus from most people, a few months ago. Which matchup, and Grant, I will start with you, which matchup, whether it's the Thunder or the Spurs who win Game 7, will give us the best NBA Finals?
I think it's the Spurs. I think, listen, that's not to say that the Thunder, if they go play the Knicks, they're going to beat them in 4 or 5. I think that either one of these series is going to be actually really good. I know that, John doesn't think that the Knicks are that good, but the Knicks...
I don't.
Exactly. I knew that was coming. But I just really... I think the Knicks are really good. Like, I think they are playing insane basketball. And I know they played James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, and they played Paul George, and I heard Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
But they are playing at such a high clip. And Mikal Bridges actually said this today. He said, we're actually going on the road for the first time all playoffs. And I actually like that because he said it gives us a hostile environment. It gives us like a kick in our behind. Like, hey, this is the finals. Like, we're on the road now. We're not starting at home anymore. We're not comfortable. It gets us out of our comfort zone. And I just think it's not necessarily like the mentality of the Knicks. I just think like a Knicks-Spurs matchup. We saw it in the NBA Cup. That was actually a really good game in the NBA Cup, by the way. That was a really intriguing, fun matchup. But now with Mitchell Robinson, I don't know what his status is because he broke his right pinky in practice, I'm assuming, or maybe he hurt it at the end of Game 4. I don't think that's I think he should play. He doesn't shoot anyways. I mean, he barely even shoots free throws.
Yeah,
right. Tape that thing up, put some Toradol in your body, and go out there and play. Because if they play the Thunder, the double big is going to happen. Like, if they play the Spurs, they won't probably need Mitchell Robinson as much. Now, they will probably still use him just because that's their rotation. But I think when the Knicks and the Spurs match up, the physicality of the Knicks, they have OG Anunoby on the perimeter. They have a long Mikal Bridges. It's a really good matchup in terms of how they both play against each other. Now, if you're looking at the Thunder, they have a lot more quicker guards, and they do have bigger guys, but they have a lot more quickness and agility and athleticism. We'll have to see about J-Dub because J-Dub was an absolute non-factor in this Game 6. Man. I mean, to be honest, guys, and I may get your thoughts on this, like, should you even play him a lot in Game 7? He might ruin things, right, Michael?
Yeah, I wouldn't play him. I just think that like you had something go. I think that kind of hurt them at the beginning. I was like, why is J-Dub out there? Maybe you bring him off the bench, but having him out there so early, I'm like, it just threw things off, and you can see it from the jump. But crazy how things change. I remember before the conference series, I was like, hey, the Knicks are going to give somebody a challenge in the finals, especially if it's the Spurs. And everybody talked about me. Everybody said I didn't know what I was talking about. I think, John, you were one of the guys.
It was me.
But now,
he knows.
It was you. It was you. I think Grant might have said something, but the Knicks, man, I'm telling you, they got really hot. They look really good, right? They're well rested. Other than the Mitchell Robinson injury, it looked like they're going to go in as healthy as possible while they're going to be dealing with a wounded Wolf coming in, whether it's the Thunder or Spurs, that I think the Knicks are like, hey, we're going to be aggressive, from the jump. And then you're going to have to come to the Garden for 2 games where this crowd is going to be insane. Like, if you're a New York Knicks fan, you don't want to get too happy because you still are the New York Knicks, but you're very excited because both of these teams are going through this type of battle. But I think the Spurs is the matchup that, you will want to see, right? Wemby, the next big star of the league, right? The guy that may be a potential top 3 guy, right? You want to see him get to the finals early to play against the New York Knicks in the final. Can you imagine if we would have saw Kobe versus the Knicks final, but LeBron with the Lakers versus the Knicks final? That would have been, top notch. And now we have a chance to see that with Wemby. And I know a lot of SGA fans are going to be, what about our guy? We don't want to see him falling, flaring, and flopping. In the finals, we want to see Wemby play against Cat and, go against in the guard. Like, come on, man. Like, it is a dream come true.
And it's a rematch of '99. But if us people who are old enough remember that series, and it was so fun. Even though the Knicks were underdogs in that series too. I want to give a shout out to the NBA Cup real quick. And you may be like, why? Well, the last 2 years, unfortunately, the Lakers didn't amount to much to anything when they won the NBA Cup.
We got it better.
But the last 2 years after that have kind of been predicting what we'll see in the playoffs. We didn't think the Pacers were going to do anything.
Yes, sir.
No. They played really well. I think they went to the final of the NBA Cup. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then this year, we get Knicks Spurs, and that might be the finals matchup. Mm-hmm. What I'll say about the matchup is simple. I think it goes 6 games no matter who the Knicks play. I don't think that it flips on who wins the series. I think the Knicks – I know the Knicks are not the greatest team of all time, but we know they can beat the Spurs. But they can beat the Spurs in 6. I think they'll lose to Oklahoma City in 6. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. Go ahead, give it to me.
Okay, I'm so glad I was able to hear everybody's prediction. Look, put it like this: if it's the Thunder win in 5. The Thunder are all business. Period. You include the flopping. What we have to admit, regardless of whether you like their style of play, and I hate it with a passion, they play uniform basketball. They foul on every play, but because they foul on every play, they don't get called to foul on every play. They have a great head coach. They have a great front office, and they have camaraderie on their team, even though I'm not buying it like somebody here. I'm not buying it. I believe it's all fugazi, but nonetheless, the appearance of it works. So whatever they're selling as a group, it works, and you have to respect that as an organization and what they put on the basketball floor. And so because of that, I believe whether they win or not, if they move on to the finals, they won't be fazed by what they went through because the next guy handles business, period. And that's why if it is the Thunder, I think this is a 5-game thing, and it's a gentleman's sweep because I think the Thunder are that much better, they're that much deeper, and they're that much more well-rounded than the Knicks. If it's the Spurs, because of what I've seen against the Thunder, I think it'll go 7. Here's why. I think Wemby will spend 2 games not doing anything. Those 2 games will go to the Knicks. And then 1 game, the Knicks will just flat out beat them because the Knicks can get hot. And those will be the 3 games that they win. Now, the 7th game, it's anybody's game. Like this game coming up, it's anybody's game. But after watching the Spurs, after being drunk off game 1 and hung over from game 1 to game 2, I now have a sober look at the current version of Victor Wembanyama. And I honestly believe he will vanish for 2 games. Not because he's not good enough or he's not tough enough or he's not built for it. It's just new. So he just doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know when to be aggressive. He doesn't know, okay, is it time for me to just get under the basket and start dominating? So there's going to be a learning curve for him at every level. The NBA just better hope this year's learning curve stops on Saturday. Because if it doesn't and it continues to the NBA Finals, this will be a yearly thing. And so I think if it's Spurs, Knicks, you get a game 7, and the Knicks, I didn't say this previously, but now after watching, again, 6 games, I think the Knicks would have a chance against the Spurs because of their youth, their inexperience.
I agree, yeah.
Stephen Castle throwing the ball all over the place like it's a grenade. But if they play Oklahoma City, they're too professional, they're too buttoned up, and that thing will be over.
I don't love the Knicks, but I will say this: before the Robinson news came out today about his injury, I was going to say that the Knicks have dogs, and that could keep you around, like Mikal Bridges,
They do.
Robinson. Those type of dudes can keep you around in the series. But if Robinson's not there, maybe it is 5 games. Maybe it does go 6, like I thought it would, because that's one dog that's gone.
Mitchell is not that. He's important,
man.
but I don't think that he's carrying that much
I'm
weight.
not saying, but I'm saying like you need dogs to play a team that's
Just
better
put
than you.
40 in there, man.
Let me ask you a question. Because I want to make sure I heard you correctly, because these are expensive, but sometimes they disconnect and they Bluetooth. You say the Knicks got dogs.
Yes.
They got dogs.
They
What
got
kind
some
of dogs?
dogs.
Chihuahuas, German Shepherds,
Oh,
Pit
no,
Bulls.
they got-
Listen. I'm not
Issues.
talking
What
about
we
Cat.
talking?
They're not
talking
pit
about
bulls,
Cat.
they're
I'm not
German
talking about
Shepherds.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
I'm talking about guys like Landry Shamet, dudes like
They're
Mitchell
bad
Robinson.
dogs.
OG.
You know what I'm saying? Like or Mikal Bridges, those type of players.
Okay.
Those role players who play hard.
You think Landry Shamet's a dog?
That's a
Yes.
Chihuahua.
He's a gamer.
He's a Chihuahua, but OG and those other guys.
Alex Caruso is a dog.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's levels to this. Okay, obviously, okay, okay.
Hold on. They got some tough players on the Knicks. What are we talking? Why
No,
are
I
we
know,
just
but
like
Timothy-
trying to not say
Those
this?
other guys
Grant,
I mentioned, you can't say
Timothy
about.
can't lead with Shamit. That was just not a
No,
good
I didn't
leading
lead with
guy.
Shamet.
Okay,
He
fine.
was the 4th cat I named.
Hey, but like OG, Bridges and
Yeah.
those guys, right? Like those guys, they play with a little
Jalen
chip on their
Brunson.
shoulder.
Look at Jalen
Yeah,
Brunson.
Jalen Brunson, right?
Jalen Brunson, but
You-
okay, guys.
He got more heart than SGA. That's for darn sure.
Cook.
Guys, yes, that's true. But we're having revisionist history. Don't we remember they were ready to throw Mikal Bridges out of town against the Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah.
Have we
Yeah.
all forgotten that?
And then what did he do? He ended up having one of the most efficient postseason series in playoff history
bounce back.
on both sides of the basketball. Oh, okay, like,
Grant,
are we just going
I'm
to
gonna
keep
look at this
bringing
spread. I
up
need to see
their
you, Grant.
schedule? Like, what do you want them to do? Lose? They won.
Grant, do me a favor,
Yes.
Grant. Do me a favor. Tell me who they played after that.
2 series, Sixers and Cavs.
Yeah.
But for 8 straight games, Mikal Bridges was fantastic. Like,
He was
Incredible.
against who?
but like,
Hey,
why
you only can
are
be
we
who's
just
in
going to
front of
keep
you.
bringing this up? Are we just going
Right.
to keep saying, well, the Knicks won 11 in a row, but who cares? Like,
If you don't, go
that's so hard to do.
But if you don't look at the value of the opponent, that the value of the opponent has to matter. Now you still have to beat them, and the Knicks obliterated them. So I
Right.
give the Knicks credit. They did what they were supposed to do. They blew them out of the water, and you have to take your cap off to that.
Yes.
But at the same time, you have to measure them against the competition that they're against. Yes, you can only be who you play, but I can only give you credit for the team that you also played. And the Cavs, even though I thought more of them to start the series, I think less of them
hold on a
at the
minute.
end.
Hold on a minute.
Let me just say this, Grant, because I do
Go
want to
ahead.
send this to break, and I do want
Oh, we got a break.
no one is more they believe what they say than John Browner, but he does have to.
Yes.
Give me the bad dog.
By the way, and the beautiful thing is because he does have a show and a podcast. You could also hear from 10 to 11 a.m. every week.
Check it out.
Also on the Sporting Tribune, but also on John Browner. I think he picked the Cavs, or at least he thought that the Cavs had a chance. And before John comments, no, but listen,
See?
we have to pick this up because again,
Knicks hate.
this is my favorite. When these guys talk ball, this is my favorite thing. So we'll pick this up following the break right here on KIRN 670 AM in Southern California, 98.5 The Bet in Las Vegas, and the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
It's all coming together. Piles of statistics, pages of box scores, years of wisdom right here if I could just find my pen.
What's up?
Oh, I'm just compiling all the top sports scores, news, and odds so I can make the very best bets.
Oh, me too. And done.
What?
BetOnline.ag, the best online betting site.
BetOnline.ag.
A little easier than what you got going on here.
Thanks. Oh. Huh.
today and use promo code BETNOW to receive your 50% welcome bonus at betonline.ag.
All right, welcome back to the Sporting Tribune today on KIRN 670 AM in Southern California, 98.5 The Bet in Las Vegas, and the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. So, as I mentioned before we went to break, John is bringing up the opponents that the Knicks have played. I'm not saying that I don't think you think that the Cavs are a good team, but you thought that they were not better than the Cavs. So, I mean, again, as Grant said, 11 straight wins. You got to play who you got to play. The Sixers beat the Boston Celtics. The Cavs are, whatever. You can only play who you got. So, John, what do the Knicks have to do? Obviously, if they win a title, I think you'll be impressed. But what do the Knicks have to do to show you that they are a championship quality team?
I think what the Knicks have done has been fantastic for basketball viewers. Watching the Garden be on fire night after night like that, watching their fans travel to ugly places like Cleveland and take over that stadium. It's beautiful. It's utterly beautiful. It's what you love in sports. But after Jalen Brunson, I don't fear anybody else on that roster.
Oh, man.
And so I need to see them against the highest level of competition. And throughout the season, the two highest levels of competition are currently playing each other in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City and San Antonio have been better than everyone else the entire year. And so if the Knicks can beat either of those two teams, I will give the Knicks nothing but respect. Now, I'm not going to be one of these drunk people talking about Jalen Brunson is the greatest Knick ever, but I will absolutely.
Yeah, I don't get that take at all.
Is that crazy?
That's crazy.
Oh, Grant. I heard Grant. What'd you say, Grant?
What if he wins a title?
I don't think he's the greatest. He won a title.
One of them, Grant.
What about hold on a minute.
Ooh, Grant.
Hold on a minute.
Ooh, like what he do? Ooh.
And I'm not drunk. I wish I was, but I'm not drunk right now. What about at the end of his Knicks career? Can we at least admit that he could be?
Yes, there's a possibility that he could be because Patrick Ewing wasn't able to win a championship. But we're going to have to see.
Ewing went to the finals 3 times as the main player.
He never won one.
Who? Patrick Ewing?
Yeah.
He made it to the finals once, and then in '99, he was on a wheelchair somewhere.
He was hurt.
But he helped kind of get them to close to that point. Then he got injured. But only reason why he didn't win because he had Michael Jordan in the league. Nobody won with Michael Jordan in the league.
And they lost to Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Legs or no legs. Achilles or no Achilles.
Wait, he didn't play.
And then Dream.
I don't even blame him for that one. He didn't play.
No, yeah, I know. But Dream, you lost to Dream. Dream was on a tear. But with Jalen Brunson, of course, if he can win this title, right, and finish his career, continue to compete and putting up the numbers, I believe that he will be somebody that he's going to be in that discussion right away if they win. Of course, but I think that people are kind of jumping the gun, but it will be an exciting thing. I knew it was something about you, John. I can't believe you picked the Cavaliers to beat the Knicks. That's why I understand where you're coming from. But I just think that the Knicks are a really good team, right? Mike Brown has figured some things out for them. The guys that truly bought in, they saw how close they were last year. I think Beeve said it a couple nights ago. They're not coached to the ground by Tibbs. Mm-hmm. So they are, they're ready. They're ready to roll. And then they're going to be playing one of these teams that has played one of the better 7-game series that we've seen in a while. So if, like I said, the Knicks should feel very confident that if they can do their part, right, that they are going to be able to compete to try to win an NBA championship.
Now, I will take all the bullets for my Cavs pick. I 100%.
Please do. Take everyone.
Man, you said they were going to win in 5.
Please allow me to explain. Please allow me to explain. And it'll be very short because we have other things to get to and we don't have to keep dwelling on the past. First and foremost, if I would have known Evan Mobley and Jared Allen were going to be allergic to the paint, I would have changed my pick.
We saw that all
year. No. Evan Mobley defensively vanished in this series as well, and he's one of the best.
Oh, he was not good the whole playoffs. That's why they're going to trade him for Giannis.
Let me finish my explanation, please. Thank you, Grant. Because I didn't know you was one of them people who think Jalen Brunson going to be the
At
greatest
the end
Knick
of
ever.
his career.
Between you and this Dodger madness that you portray is
I'm not done with that either.
getting to know you. In addition to that, I thought Donovan Mitchell would be better as well because I thought the Knicks did not have an answer for him for defense because OG Anunoby was coming off a hamstring injury and Mikal Bridges was on the side of a milk carton missing. So for the Knicks have gotten it together and after you blow a 25-point lead with 7 minutes left, and then we realize Kenny Atkinson is the dumbest coach to ever make it this far in the playoffs, then that's on me. I'll wear that.
But this you made this mistake too. Before we move on, I just got to say, Grant, I apologize for this. You believed in James Harden.
No, you don't have to.
You're like all of these Clipper fans who believed that he was the guy that could put them over the top. It was once I saw James Harden name on the back of that jersey in the Eastern Conference Finals, I already knew it was over. I already penciled in on my bracket Knicks in the finals. That was your biggest mistake, John.
Fair. Can't argue with facts.
I should have realized that.
Not that I expected to get into this topic, and we will, but let's just play this out for 1 second. If the Knicks win the NBA championship, and you're talking about a franchise that, despite being at the Mecca in Madison Square Garden, having this crazy fan base and all that stuff, they've only won 2 championships in their entire history, right? And that was in the 1970s. So again, when you talk about the greatest Knicks of all times and if championship and the whole rings culture means anything, it's Willis Reed and Walt Clyde Frazier and Dave DeBusschere and those guys. The way that they view, Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley and John Starks and that crew is amazing. They've never won a championship. And again, I don't want to diminish them getting to the finals, but winning the damn ring means something. And so I think if Jalen Brunson leads the Knicks, and if they clinch in Madison Square Garden, and he has that kind of moment where a little bit like Kobe, where he's standing on the scores table, like that's going to be a statue one day. I'm just telling you guys, they haven't won a championship.
His vertical leap will never allow him to jump on the
scores. Agree. And Ross,
I'm glad he can get up there.
Hey, I'm happy
a level of hate that we may never see again.
Hey, I'm happy you brought that up, Arash, because I think a lot of people get caught up, even when they do these all-time lists. Yeah. When you look at the greatest and the best, right? Like, and that's why I think with a lot of people, when you look at Patrick Ewing, you like, man, that was the best guy. He just played in the era of Jordan and Dream, right? But when you look at greatest, if Brunson is able to add this to his title as a Knick, that he won a championship, that's when it's going to be like, whoa. And at the end of his Knick career, we're going to be like, I think he was the greatest, but I don't think he was the individually best basketball player we've seen wear a Knicks jersey.
It's also important to note that when the Knicks got to the finals in '94, they lost it to the Houston Rockets, and they had a chance to win it again. When Jordan was just coming back, and it was the Orlando Magic that got to the finals. So Jordan gave them. Yes, you were right about them having those classic battles with Jordan and the Bulls, as John Browner well knows. Jordan gave them a 2-year window, and they did not win a title during that time. So again, great teams, great, by the way, great series against the Pacers and the Bulls, and
legendary,
legendary. But you got to win the ring. I'm just telling you.
Let me say this.
I agree.
Go ahead.
Because Charlie Ward took the Knicks to the finals too.
John Starks can't be your second best player, and you win a championship.
Exactly.
I'm gonna just leave it there.
And let me add this to this. Why I think the Knicks winning the championship, regardless of who they beat, I think this would be tremendous for the game of basketball. Not because the Knicks have the most overrated, players of all time outside of
my gosh,
but because the way that this team is built, we need these type of teams to win. The way that Oklahoma City is built, we need these type of teams to win because what they did is more doable than gathering stars. The idea of gathering stars has actually, in my opinion, hurt the NBA more than anything because these teams don't feel homegrown. They feel mercenary more than anything. The Knicks feel homegrown. The Knicks feel built. The Thunder feel built. Oklahoma City feels built. Denver feels built. And so to have these teams competing for a championship, it says to a lot of front offices, build your team organically. the day of spending to have, 3 guys and four guys to win, unless you're the Golden State Warriors or the Miami Heat, like that never has really succeeded outside of those two groups. So I hope that in this happening, if this happens for the Knicks, because the NBA is a copycat league, most sports at this level are copycat, we will tend to see that trickle down, and GMs do a better job of growing their teams and signing smart free agents that go along with the roster you already have. And small tweaks here and there. I hope that's what becomes of this.
Hey, John, just know this, John. I'm buying you a Knicks jersey if they win.
Please
just
don't.
know.
Please don't.
I think either way, you need smart executives, and I think even if the Knicks don't win, the Thunder have already proven it. You know what I mean? Like, and even again in Indiana last year, even though they didn't win, it was no like superstars. It was good coaching, and Halliburton become a star out of nowhere. So smart executives, scouting is going to become key once again, like you said.
And Grant, we were not going to talk about this this topic, but I thought it was a great one that we touched on last night, and we have guys on the panel that I would love to get their thoughts on. And Grant, this was a question that you had, and when John brought up homegrown talent, the Clippers were doing that, and I really believe. I think obviously when we look at where those guys are. By the way, this was pre Kawhi and Paul George, so we'll get to my question momentarily. But they were kind of putting together a good young team that I think could have developed into, a championship contending team. They obviously blew that up to go. And again, by the way, I will fully say at the time, I agreed with
it. It was the right thing to do.
Yes, I agree.
100%. So I'm not going to play revisionist history. However, despite the mistake that they've made, they have made some pretty amazing trades. They have now, they got the 5th pick in the draft, and John can kind of touch on who he wants to see with that pick. And they've brought in some good young talent. Is now the time? And again, we bring this up because I believe the league will announce between the end of the finals and prior to the draft where we are in terms of the investigation and aspiration and all that. And that is to lead me to my question. And Grant, would love for you to kind of chime in first and set the table. Is it time for the Clippers to move on and turn the page from Kawhi? And do you believe that sort of what they are building right now, factoring in the potential trade for Kawhi, factoring the top 5 pick, factoring the good young players that they have, I do think that they are kind of putting together a potential contender for the future. But Grant, I will let you chime in first.
Yeah, they're in this window where, once you made the decision to move off of James and Zoo, that is when it signaled to me that they're looking at the next era, right? When you make those moves, it's not like, oh, we're trying to get better in the short term. Now, they may say that. They may say, oh, well, we're trying to remain competitive and, we don't rebuild and all that stuff. This is a soft rebuild. And when we talk about Kawhi Leonard, and I'm not going to talk about what he did this season because it was fantastic. We all know how good Kawhi Leonard was this season. He played the most games he's played in 2 years. I mean, he played fantastic basketball. He was all-NBA second team. But in terms of what the front office has to do is they have to maximize assets. They have to maximize capital. They have to make sure that they position themselves. No one's going to get to the level of an OKC in terms of the amount of picks that they had. That was just ridiculous, and they still have a lot. But you have to at least garner enough picks, and not just picks. Everyone loves these picks. You have to gain enough young assets to where you can be competitive with good young players, because it's one thing to have the picks. You got to hit on those picks. As John has said, it's not about the picks. It's about the person making the decision. You got to hit on these. And for the Clippers, this is probably one of the most crucial times in their franchise's history, because across the freeway, you have the Lakers who have their next superstar. They have the guy for the next 5 years. I'm assuming he's going to sign contracts after that too. I don't know, but they have their guy. The Clippers don't have their guy for the next era. And as we all know, the Clippers are trying to do something that the Lakers have done 17 times in 12 in Los Angeles, but 17 times as a franchise, and win titles. They're trying to win at least one. And how do you position yourself in the new NBA, the new era, the new CBA, all this different stuff to do that? Well, you have to go the youth route. We've seen big threes don't work anymore. Big fours don't work anymore. Getting all these star old veterans don't work. The Clippers tried it this season. They tried to bring in they brought in Brook Lopez, and they brought in all of the, Bradley Beal hurt his hip like an old man injury, and all these different things, right? They had a whole bunch of old players, and they finally realized, like, hey, maybe we could have done that in 2017, but not now. So I think for this Clippers team, and to get back to your main question, they need to trade Kawhi Leonard. And this is not a knock on Kawhi. It's not, oh, well, he's injured all the time. Oh, well, he's not a good player anymore. He's a fantastic ball player that can help some really good contending teams. But there are going to be desperate teams. And there are going to be teams that throw you some good assets that you can build from. And I think that's the path that they have to go. I just really do. It's time. It's time.
I have a thought. I agree with you about I'll just say this. We were talking about earlier with OKC, the organic growing of a basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question about the Kawhi. What assets are you going to get for Kawhi Leonard, an aging veteran? Like even if you're a desperate team, why would in this age
coming off
of
a very
NBA,
good season?
That's the thing. He's at peak value, Tim. That's my point. I think I dismissed that, but he's at, I wouldn't say peak of his career, but for where he is right now, NBA second team, he was an all-star. He was averaging 28 a game. He played 65 games. Like, if you're going to you don't know what's going to happen to him next season. You don't know if he's going to get, you don't know if he's going to play 65 again. You don't know if he's going to have an all-NBA season next season. So why not now maximize that asset and get it for more capital? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And my other point on that was, why you mentioned the next guy.
Yeah.
You don't need to find the next guy by just yet. Like, look what the Sixers did by letting Tyrese Maxey develop. Like, now you have a superstar. It's not about a Philly thing, but it's an example of you building or trying to draft well, and you will find the next guy. As opposed to, like, the Thunder didn't know they had the next guy in SGA when they traded for to the Clippers. The Clippers gave up gold unwisely, and the Thunder collect as much young talent as possible, and then you will find the one. That's my thought process on that.
I am 44 years old. There are 2 times in my life as a basketball fan where I thought the Clippers were one of the most entertaining brands of basketball you could possibly watch. The Darius Miles, Quentin Richardson, Baron Davis team.
Oh, boy.
Was one of the most fun teams to watch in a market like Los Angeles where you're going to need star power or entertainment. They did that with young guys. The second time is when they took the number 1 pick. They chose Blake Griffin. They found their way to DeAndre Jordan. And then Chris Paul latched his way onto this thing, and it became Lob City. A must-see ticket in the NBA. The Clippers need to look at their history and sift through the negativity and find the times where the city of Los Angeles wrapped their arms around that organization and went, we're proud of this.
Yeah.
If you remember, at one point in time, the Clippers were challenging the Lakers for the ticket in the city.
The Chris Paul era, yeah.
The Lob City Clippers were ticket for ticket. People were trying to see the Clippers more than they were trying to see the Lakers at that point. So if I hate to say this because I would have to shrink, but if I'm Loris Frank, the number one thing I do is I look at Darius Acuff Jr. and I go, hey, young man, this is about you. I'm going to put the best team around you with a mix of veteran. I'm going to get you an unbelievable backup veteran point guard who could show you the ropes of the league. And I'm going to get you a big that you could throw lobs to. And I'm going to get you a bruiser to set screens. And that's what you do with the Kawhi Leonard piece. Do not try to bring back some haul where now you can say, we won the trade. It's not about winning the trade. Yes. It's about putting the right people around this kid to turn this franchise into something where This kid could be your Kobe Bryant.
And you might already have pieces. Like you have
You do.
Darius
Yeah, the
Garland.
short term, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you have Yannick. You know, you have some players that you can see like there may be something there.
Correct.
So yeah, just rebuild him. And I think I've been saying that for a couple years. Once they couldn't win right away and things start dwindling down, and then PG leaves and Russ leaves, I'm like, I know you're going into this new building, so the first year you're going to have to try to do something.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, just rebuild, start from scratch. There's nothing wrong to say, hey, you look, Clipper fans, we tried. Right, we gave everything we got. Clearly, we gave everything we got to try to win. So now let's just rebuild and try to get some young talent. So trading Kawhi Leonard should be at the top of the list for this Clipper team, so that they can just build the talent around the 5th overall pick, Garland, Yannick, and others.
Well, hold on. Rob, from a journalistic perspective, when you watch what the Clippers have an opportunity to do to turn around their franchise, how many times have they had that here to actually capture the attention of the market? Because as great as Luka is, I personally think people are going to get tired of watching him whine.
Yes. Cook.
And don't play defense.
And not play defense and blame teammates when he gets scored on or he gets back cut. And when he doesn't make a contested three and he stops running back. Laker fans are I like Laker fans way more than I like Knicks fans, if you can't tell. Laker fans are very smart basketball watchers. They didn't like LeBron because he was a mercenary, but they tolerated him because he won. If Luka doesn't win, and then he does all these other negative things that got him here in the first place, by the way, from a perspective of someone who's seen the league, you've covered multiple teams, you've seen a lot from a journalistic perspective. When was the last time the Clippers had that opportunity?
So it was when they made the trade for Chris Paul, and again, both franchises went in like opposite directions at that point. I mean, Kobe was still on the Lakers, so they were still a hot ticket because of Kobe, but they were one of the worst teams in the league. I mean, that was during a stretch where you had Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford, and they switched my beat. They switched my beat from the Lakers to the Clippers because the Clippers were a more competitive team. During that time period, the Clippers were one of the top 5 teams in the league. The reason, and again, they did capture the hearts of Los Angeles to a certain degree. And when I say that, it was younger fans. I mean, there's a lot of younger fans who remember and grew up watching that team. Where they missed the mark, and again, it's not an easy thing to do, guys. And I say top 5 for a reason. In my mind, they were always the 5th best team. They never, during that time period with Chris Paul and Blake and DeAndre, they never got to the conference finals, which means they also never got to the finals, and they never won a championship. In Los Angeles, you got to do that. Now, by the way, that is not a guarantee that you're going to capture the hearts and minds of Los Angeles, but you got to get that one. You got to do that once. And the only time while I was on the beat that I felt that this team could win a championship was when they had a 3-1 lead against Houston. And you know what happens there. And that was the only time, and I was very conscious about not using the curse word because I just thought it was low-hanging fruit, and no Clipper fan wants to hear that. But that was the only time that I'm like, how the heck did this happen? But listen, I just want to send it to a quick break for our terrestrial radio folks. This show and this post show was so much better on X, and I say that respectfully because we let John Browner curse, and he curses at me sometimes, which is great. So I will. We have a lot to get into with the Clippers. No show in Los Angeles, no show in any part of the country talks about the Clippers more than us, and I love it. So we'll bid you adieu. Enjoy Game 7 of the NBA Finals. We'll be back to talk about it. But with that said, this is Arash and John Browner and Timothy Parker and Michael Matthew and Grant Mona saying stay safe and stay healthy.
Now let's get to it.
And now we're back. So the thing about the Lob City Clippers is that they were fun and they were fresh and they were exciting and everything was new. Like during that first year, Chris Paul would go up to Ralph Lawler and he would say, hey, like, when was the last time like we won here? Or when was the last time we like, and so like covering that team was fun. But by the end of that time and the moment that I felt that it was the end is when we were in Portland. And again, I hate to bring up bad memories, Grant, but Chris and Blake get hurt at the same time, and I'm like,
and Austin Rivers had one eye.
Yeah, it was just exactly.
Man,
so, John, it is a long-winded way of saying that was the moment. By the way, you had one team in the Clippers that were top 5 in the league, and one team in the Lakers that were bottom 5 in the league. And I don't want to say it didn't matter, but because the Clippers were not able to parlay that into a June run, into at least a conference finals run, like if they had just lost in the finals against LeBron and the Heat. But if they had just gotten there, it would have been huge. But that just did not happen.
You didn't want to say the word curse. You could have just used the word Clippers. The Clippers did what the Clippers did.
I didn't want to say that.
But yeah, I think that I'm just trying to think back to the time of when Olowokandi and remember they brought in Odom. You had Elton Brand and Sam Cassell and those guys like that. That was a team that I really liked as well. But I don't think that you really thought they were championship contenders. So they're going to be in a situation to where they just have to finally get stuff right. So we're saying Darius Acuff is the guy, but they have to make sure they're doing all their due diligence to make sure and know for sure that he is a guy that can carry your franchise forward because he's a 6'3" guy, right? Yes, Jalen Brunson has the Knicks in the finals, but we already know how people felt about him being undersized. So the Clippers should just be trying to make a move, of course, for Kawhi to get younger, but make sure that they're talking to as many players that they can possibly draft to choose the right guy that can carry the torch for this team. Because in LA, it's not just on the court. It's for branding off the court and things like that. A face that the team can sell because hey, I don't know if you guys been to too many games, but in the Intuit Dome, shout out to my misfit brother Elam. He always says it's the sports arena 2.0 because you don't get a lot of fans coming. So they need somebody that's going to really sell tickets and get the Clipper Nation back excited like they were during the Lob City era.
Grant,
man, you said a lot there. First of all, Intuit Dome, I said it when they built it. You can't have an arena like that and be mediocre, and that's what it is. It was built for championship level basketball. The wall doesn't matter without a winning team. The wall means nothing. All the bells and whistles and the loud noises and the Chuck the Condor means nothing without championship level basketball.
shout out to Chuck, man.
Shout out to
Chuck. But also, I'll say, even if let's say whoever you draft the 5th pick, whether it's Acuff or somebody else. I'm not saying that you have to marry that person as your superstar. You hope that it works out that way, but you have to be smart enough to know that at least you drafted a piece. That's what I'm talking about in building with assets, not just assuming that you would have nailed the 5th pick. Assume that you don't nail it with the 5th pick, get more assets from the Kawhi trade or whatever, and build a young team. And you'll find that guy. You can't necessarily marry yourself to that 5th pick.
Rush. Well, go ahead, John. Go ahead, John.
You can marry yourself to the 5th pick.
When's the last time you had a 5th pick that changed the franchise? You don't know. It could come at 8 with Steph Curry. Or whatever. You don't necessarily know.
I was just about to drop a bomb on you. Or you could, I don't know, Jokic. Giannis. Yes. There are a lot of guys who don't go in the first 5 picks. This year is unique. And I was going to ask Grant a question about who would he be excited about to get at the 5th pick? Because every time I talk about Darius Acuff, he gives me another name. So before I allow him to answer that, let me say this of why your future better be tied to this 5th pick. There are probably 3 years where the draft had 4 or 5 guys in it at the top that you could identify that were franchise guys. This is the 3rd time in 30 years. 95 maybe. But the LeBron, I think it was 05, the LeBron, whatever the LeBron draft was, with the exception of Darko, those guys were absolute dead ringers for franchise players. And yes, Chris Bosh was a franchise player before he landed in Miami. So this year, DeBonza, Peterson, Caleb Wilson,
Boozer,
and Cameron Boozer. Those are the first four. But it's so unique in the sense that those are the first four that the number 5th pick in any other year, Darius Acuff is in the conversation outside of Wemby at being the number 1 pick. Like, we forget Scoot Henderson was the number 2 pick.
Exactly.
This idea that, well, he's better than Scoot Henderson. I'm not
of course, but yeah.
This idea that the Clippers got lucky in more ways than you could ever imagine with that number 5 pick. And if they blow it by not attaching themselves to Darius Acuff, who is the 5th best player in a generational draft, yes, there are good players behind him, but there are none behind him that are better than him, because I think he will be better than Boozer.
Hey, John,
at the end of the day, go ahead.
I agree.
Let me give you guys some of the top guys, like the 5th pick. You got Trae Young, 2018, Darius Garland, 2019, De'Aaron Fox, 2017, 2021, you had Jalen Suggs, and 2010, going way back then, was DeMarcus Cousins. So are those true franchise changers there at number 5? You know, it's like DeMarcus?
DeMarcus Cousins and DeMarcus Cousins
with the Kings. He changed the Kings.
No, but like he was a franchise guy though. Like
those are great star players, but they didn't change the game of basketball respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right. Now you got my fire going. Now.
Yes.
Let me tell you something right now.
Got him.
There have only been in my lifetime 3 game-changing players. 3 of them: Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Steph Curry. That's the list, man. That's the list.
No, Dwayne Wade doesn't change the Heat. What are we talking about? Like, there are players who've been drafted.
No, hold on. I think what he's saying is like guys that changed. John's saying like guys that changed the game.
I'm being dramatic.
No,
not a franchise, but like the game of basketball.
Satirical.
Yeah,
but you want a franchise changer because hey, John, if they don't get a franchise changer, they might be out there in San Diego where you are playing basketball.
They're not leaving into a dome.
So you just don't know. But you just hope that, like I said, I hope that they're doing all of their due diligence on this pick, because it may not be Acuff. They might have to trade back and get some more assets and take a guy at 7 that can be a little more like that guy.
What kind of assets are you trying to get?
They need more. They need more than just one guy. They need some. Especially if you trade Kawhi, you're going to need more to build than just one guy. Unless they come out, unless Garland is just, Allen Iverson from the jump, where you know how he changed Philly. But I don't know if he's that guy. So if you can get more, if you feel Acuff, he's not going to be the guy that we believe he's going to be, let's get more. I think that's when you may want to trade back and get more.
And that's all I'm saying.
Let me ask y'all a question. Let me present this question to everybody, because please, I would like answers from everybody, because I'm gonna write all this down. If you trade back for assets and you end up with Ricky Rubio or Johnny Flynn, okay?
Yeah.
What are
they made 2 bad picks. That was that's what threw them off. Johnny Flynn was terrible.
And so now you finna find yourself in that territory. Because do you think the Clippers front office has the same intelligence level and in-depth recruiting, the in-depth observation skills as Oklahoma City? Because if Oklahoma City traded back, I'd be like, they own us something. If the Clippers trade back, people will go, what the hell are they doing? So if you're asking me, you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. If the Clippers don't drink at the trough of Darius Acuff Jr., then I can't do nothing for you, man.
John,
I can't do nothing for you.
Can I just ask you, like,
please,
why are you
ask me whatever.
Why are you so set that Darius Acuff Jr. is going to be this superstar? Like, how do we know? We don't know. They could take Darius Acuff Jr. and then we'll be like, oh well, why? Oh, look at they took Mike. The Kings took Michael Brown Jr. And Michael Brown Jr. might turn into a superstar. And Darius Acuff's good, but he's not like that. Look, like we just went down the list. You said, well, Jokic was a second-round pick. Well, Giannis was 11th or whatever. We don't know. Like Acuff could be a bust. How do we know? Like, how do you? I'm genuinely asking a question because I want to be enticed by Darius Acuff Jr. Like, I love the intangibles, but I'm going down the list of number one small guard guys that have won a title for a team, and I can't find that many.
Isaiah Thomas.
When was that? Was in the late 80s.
Oh, Isaiah Thomas, Steph Curry, and according to you, Mr.
Jalen
Greatest Nick of all time, Jalen Brunson.
Three.
But that's
stronger.
three rare guys.
So I want to. I
better
just
shooter than Jalen Brunson.
So I just want to know why you are so magnificently high on Acuff. That's just what I want to.
So let me explain. Throughout the season, because I'm a John Calipari guy, I follow John Calipari closely. I've seen probably 25 Darius Acuff Jr. games. I've seen him find his way with a mismatched roster. I've seen a 19-year-old kid lead other grown adult men playing basketball he didn't start off as the point guard. He earned his way and willed his way into being point guard, to leading the team. That right there, that level of respect to me, that has a lot of Chris Paul in it. Now, before we get to the shooting, before we get to the athleticism. Now, his defense leaves a lot to be questioned. A lot to be questioned. So I'm not going to sit here and stand on the soapbox and tell you he Gary Payton. I'm not going to do that. But he can defend his position in key situations. And that's what you need in the NBA, because everything is pick and roll. So you're not really guarding anybody until the last 5 minutes of the game. And my personal
in the regular season.
Right. My personal opinion, when he gets to that point, he can defend his position with the current guys he'll be facing. His physical size, his ability to get to the basket, his maturity on the court, his leadership within the huddle. And I watched him in the SEC tournament lead his team to the championship, not win it. Then I watched him lead his team through multiple rounds of the NCAA tournament. Him.
Didn't Keaton Wagler do that too, though?
Grant.
Get them past multiple.
I just want to say this.
Wagler led them to the Final Four.
25-year-olds on his team, dog.
Grant.
He led them to the Final Four. He was the best player on the Final Four team that wasn't supposed to be there. I don't even want Wagler. I'm just trying to compare you.
Hey, as a Clipper guy, don't get your hopes up too high. But let's talk about a winner. I want to talk about a winner. Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about. I hate that I have to talk about the Dodgers. I know. I want to talk about the Dodgers. I'm tired of talking about the Clippers. I'm tired of talking about the Clippers, man. I want to talk about a real winner, and I want to talk about the Dodgers. I think they're. Hey, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, Grant, what you think about the Dodgers as of late, because they're starting to pick it up. And you, as somebody that's been super calm, not going crazy like last season, what did you know, man?
No, see, look, John's reaction right there. Why would I talk? Now I can't even talk bad about the Dodgers. See?
How scared are you with Teo out?
My $1 billion roster struggles.
I'm going to wipe my tears with dollar bills because Teo's.
You care?
Yeah, he's right.
Your boy Alex Call's going to get a lot of playing time. Your boy.
What take can I have that would satisfy anybody? I can't say anything about the Dodgers without anybody giving me that.
Are they back?
They've been really good.
Where'd they go?
No, I know.
Where'd they go? They've been in first place the whole time.
Let's do this. I do want to close it out on
this guy talking about the Dodgers, best stadium in baseball.
Oh, that's crazy.
I do want to close it out because Grant was very impassioned about one topic last night. And again, I love the fact that we have three new guys here. Grant was very impassioned about the bat dog. Are you guys all familiar with the bat dog situation? The dog that comes out to get the bat after a play in minor league baseball. Grant, they're not familiar with it. So I loved it because Grant took the side of the dog, and he's playing the clip right here. a Dodgers player almost got seriously hurt by this dog that's coming out to get the bat, which is a thing that they do with the Tulsa Drillers, the minor league baseball team.
Didn't he go on the IL?
Yes, but he's not
Yes, but
apparently
he
seriously
didn't.
hurt.
There's no ligament damage in his knee, and everyone was
They have-
trying to.
Thank God.
They have suspended the dog.
They
Grant's
suspended that
belief
dog.
is that is not right. And since we're on the post show, that's bullshit. The dog was doing its job. The dog was going out to get the bat.
Is that not the first dog that we've seen? I swore
Tons
we've
of
seen
them.
other dogs do
They're
it.
across minor leagues everywhere, and they do their job. Some of them, the dogs.
It'd have been different if he attacked the player right while he was
Thank
running.
you.
Then you would be
Thank
like,
you,
"Yo,
Michael.
get this dog off the field." But other than that, it's just a freak accident, man. Leave that dog alone.
Let me tell you something.
Peter, we love you, Peter.
Good, Michael.
Let me listen. I'm not a dog guy. Okay.
Oh,
Me neither. Dogs.
Wow.
I'm finna be one. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. As long as I'm on this show, I'm gonna tell y'all my truth. Regardless of how it come
I
out.
appreciate it. I'm with you, bro.
Regardless
No
of how it come out.
dogs?
Regardless of how it come out, y'all gonna hear my truth, okay?
Power to the people.
If you are a professional athlete and you can't jump over a goddamn dog,
There you go.
yes,
you ain't gonna never be a Major League Baseball player.
yes, John.
That part.
You can't jump over a dog. You don't do agility drills. You don't do the ladder. You ain't got no footwork whatsoever. You can't jump over a dog, bruh. And again, I'm not a dog guy. To me, dogs ain't got no place on the field. But that's
Sure.
me. That's me. But if people want to do this, as a player, you know the dog is out there.
Thank
And
you.
you can't. But as an athlete, as a person who gets paid to play a sport, you can't jump over a dog, bruh. That ain't no Great Dane.
Yeah.
He didn't
Hey,
even
I'm about
jump
to go
high,
jump
John.
over-
Like, look
I'm
at
about to go jump over a dog right now. I'm gonna
That
go
ain't
jump
no-
over a
that
dog
ain't no
right now.
husky. You want to listen? You jump over an Amazon box. Same thing. This guy's a bozo.
Thank
They should
you.
suspend his
Yes.
ass. They suspend. Look how mad he is for no reason.
For no
Who he play the
reason.
Thunder? Flopping.
God, everyone was
Yeah,
trying to get on the
flopping in
dog. Like,
baseball.
oh, why did the dog do that? Why do they have that dog there? And listen, I understand. Like, maybe some people just don't like them being on the field being a bad dog. But him getting injured, he was going to get injured anyways if he was going to jump like that and get injured.
A dog gone dog. That dog was dogging. That's all.
Man.
It was.
Thank you.
The dog was doing dog stuff.
Tim didn't even want to stick around. That's how much he was frustrated.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to talk about no dog on a baseball field. Get better, player.
That dog get that ball. That dog get a treat. That dog saw a treat on the field.
Yes.
Ran and got that bat to get that treat. This ain't hard.
And
You got to
next,
jump,
we're gonna
bro.
hear about the bat cat. There's gonna be a cat that runs out there and grab the bat, man.
Crazy,
So,
man.
That's what the Knicks have, according to John. They have a bunch of cats, no
man.
dogs.
Listen, there a bunch of meows. This got a bunch of felines out there, bro.
All right. Tim's computer died. He had texted
Tim.
me, so
Tell Tim
heard
plug
the
that thing
dogs
in,
and he
man.
was like,
Plug that thing in, Tim. Get you an outlet. Talk about the Dodger Stadium, best stadium in baseball.
That's
Boy,
crazy.
I heard.
That's
This show
wild.
started with a lie.
Oh man! All right, listen, guys. Game 7. We can't wait to
Darius
get everyone's
Acuff.
thoughts on that.
Yeah.
With Darius Acuff, we got the draft coming up right after
I'm
the
in.
NBA Finals. We have plenty of time. to
Can
talk
we
about
do a
that.
live show for the NBA draft?
Yeah,
Can
let's
we-
do it.
yeah.
I go
Let's do
watch
it.
party. I'll come to wherever y'all at. We'll do
Let's
this
do
thing
it.
in person.
I might be
I
into
want
it,
to
Dome,
watch
for
the
that
draft.
one.
I want to share in the excitement. Well, after we do what we do at number 4, I want to share in the excitement of Darius Acuff's name being called, and I also want to flip the chip bowl over if they call somebody else's name.
Okay.
I
hey,
hope you guys
Chicago
take.
might
Let's
take a
follow
cup.
that.
Yeah, take him.
That's right.
Listen, listen, let me tell you something right now. If the Chicago Bulls take Darius Acuff Jr., I'm getting drunk that night.
There we go.
Okay.
Drake's
You know what?
Drake's on me.
John, I'll join you because that means we're taking Caleb Wilson.
Listen,
Hey,
we'll both be-
our
we'll both be
Cameron
happy.
Boozer.
That's
We'll-
right.
I'm
that's what I'm
good.
saying. It don't matter who you get in the first 5 players, you win. So listen, if we got Darius Acuff Jr. as a Bulls fan, listen, man, I'm happy for y'all. I'm happy for y'all. I'm happy for me.
That's right. Likewise. I agree. I like
All
the
right.
Bulls.
With all that said, have an amazing weekend, guys, and enjoy Game 7. And talk to you guys soon.